Share the stream. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the NFC North Roundtable. We are back another week with the usual suspects. We got a great show lined up for you. As you all know, so much went down over this weekend, and I'm going to be honest, some things that not many people expected to happen actually happened. We're going to dive into that and more right here on the NFC North Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. First man up, representing the Chicago Bears with the 4-8 record, but they said they're here to play spoiler for everybody's season. Shout out, ladies and gentlemen, to Nick. What up, Nick?
What's up, TD? You already said it. We're here to spoil a lot of people's weeks coming up, and we started with the Vikings. One bar doesn't need to be reminded of it, but I'm going to remind him one more time. And we got Dose of Dion coming up this Sunday at home. I'm pretty pumped about it.
Man, listen, one bar's on notice and Dion's on notice as well. But you know what? There's one team that is on fire right now, Nick. And I'm telling you, their quarterback has been lighting it up, and they had the most impressive upset of the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Green Bay Packers 6-6. Basaraki, what up?
What's up, TD? Us Packers fans. Super hype right now. Let's get some Go Pack goes in the chat. Everyone's got to stop doubting us. Stop doubting Jordan Love. You know, we're at the top right now in my mind because of how hot we are, and we're going to keep going on this run, and we're going to make the playoffs. Let's go.
Woo, playoff run. I love it, man. We got one team ready to play spoiler. We got another feeling the playoffs. Well, you're not the only one, Green Bay Packers fans, because the Minnesota Vikings are right there tied at 6-6 with the slight edge right now due to tiebreakers, and they're coming for it all, and they're fresh off of a bye week. Shout out to my man, One More.
All right. Hey, you know what? I'm just glad I'm not one of the first two being introduced. So we're still doing something right. Coming off a bye, much needed bye week. Don't get me wrong. It had to happen. Perfect time after getting beat by the Bears. We've completely forgot about the last 2 weeks. That's all that matters. Justin Jefferson is back. Defense playing at a high-ass level. We're on to Las Vegas. We're going to go smoke them, get back on track, and make a run for the playoffs, baby. We're not giving up. Josh Dobbs, baby. Let's go.
Man, that's two guys, Bass and One Bar, say the playoffs are in the future. But you know what? There's a king. There's a team that reigns supreme. They hail out of the Detroit vicinity. Let's just put it like that. Listen, man, this team is 9-3 right now. At the end of the day, just got to be humble and say that they are dominating the NFC North right now with a 3-game lead. But at the same token, it ain't over until it's over. But for right now, the king of the ship. Shout out to Dose of Dion, Detroit Lions in the house. What's up, man?
Well, what's up, TD, man? I'm having fun with this. Good to see you guys once again. Hey, I'll say this because I kind of felt for Nick there at the beginning. My dad would always come into every year and he's so frustrated. He's like, man, I hate playing spoiler. He's like, I don't want to play spoiler anymore, man. So it feels good to not be in that situation. But you're right, man. This is competitive. The NFC North, even the Chicago Bears, they're a competitive football team. And we're going to get some really good football, I think, down the stretch.
Absolutely, man. Guys, this is just amazing. The division is continuing to take off, is doing some crazy, amazing things. No one thought that we would be here at this point, to be quite honest with you. The Vikings were wrote off. The Green Bay Packers were wrote off. And here we are today, and they got a chance, and it's a realistic one. But we got to see how it's all going to turn out. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you hit the like button for the NFC North Roundtable. Show your love and support as this channel continues to grow and do bigger and better things. punch that like button and subscribe right now, and let your friends and family members know about it as well. This stream is being brought to you by Roundtable Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Roundtable Sports, the company that brings divisions together, brings the rivalry into one setting so that you can have the conversation of a lifetime going back and forth with your friends and enemies. All right. So make sure that you subscribe to the mother channel of Roundtable Sports. And we also have an announcement of a new show that will be released on Roundtable Sports, ladies and gentlemen. This show will air Monday night at 7:30 p.m. 3 and Out, brought to you and hosted by Ryan's going to take care of 3 and Out. This is going to be a game show. Some of your very favorite contributors right here on the NFC North will be involved with the game show as well. So every week, tune in on Monday nights at 7:30 to 8:30 for 3 and Out. Roundtable Sports is growing and doing bigger and better things. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in, ladies and gentlemen, because we got a lot to talk about, and we are going to start this thing off with the leader of the division, the Detroit Lions. You just beat the New Orleans Saints, but it was too close for comfort, 33-28. I'm going to get everybody's take on this game. What were your thoughts, Nick, watching the Lions with this victory?
I was like, man, we kept it close with the Saints a little bit when we played them. We ended up losing at the end of the day, thanks to 3 interceptions in the second half. But I was like, the Lions came out and they came out firing. They looked like they were bouncing back after that Green Bay loss. They had some energy. Campbell definitely came in and told the guys, we got to win big. And I had a lot of fun watching the Lions Saints game. It was probably one of my favorite games I watched last week.
Nice. What about you, One Bar?
Man, Dion, like 2 weeks ago or so, they asked, are the Lions the real deal? Are they going to make a run for the NFC? And I think all of us were kind of on the fence, and it kind of validated it on Sunday. I mean, they're up 21-rip, and then all of a sudden they let the Saints come back, and it's only a couple weeks, a week or so, whatever, after they had to do a miraculous win over the Bears. They kind of did the same thing. They let them come back, but hats off to Goff. The man's got balls. I mean, that last throw to Josh Reynolds, he's come up big. They got the win. That's all that matters. Sam Laporta, the dude's legit too. But one thing I got a question is, why not more Gibbs, man? If I'm a Lions fan, I'm clamoring for Gibbs.
Man, interesting. Gibbs not being utilized properly. What about you, Baz? What are your thoughts on that game?
The Lions, I mean, they did what they should have. Going up 21-0, I kind of was watching that game a little bit, and I was like, okay, they're doing what they're supposed to do. I predicted the Lions winning by 2 scores against the Saints in this game, and it was closer than it should have been towards the end there. But they got a much needed bounce back win after that Packers loss. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about it, Dion, 100%. But T.J. Hawkinson, man, guy's a dog. Like, when you're looking at drafted tight ends, or sorry, not T.J. Hawkinson, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta is a dog. He's really good. So, it was 24-21 in the third, so a little bit too close for comfort there, but Derek Carr got hurt, and honestly, I think they played decent without him, famous Jameis again. But overall, Lions did what they needed to do.
All right, Dion, let us know how you guys were able to do it.
Man, I mean, I think you guys hit it. Like, that was a wild game to see us go up. There was 30 left in the first quarter. It was 21-0. I don't know that I've ever seen a Lions game go like that. Seriously, I didn't know really what to do. You felt good, but you're like, dang, there's no time off the clock. But at the same time, I think the biggest positive I take away is we answered some questions, or specifically we bounced back from issues that have plagued us against the Packers and also the Green Bay Packers. My goodness, I can't even think of your team name. The Packers and the Bears. The issues that plagued us in terms of turnovers, when Goff needed it most, he was super clutch. I mean, he found a way to hit and convert on 3rd and long situations. And then defensively, I think the way I look at it as, we know there's issues, but I look at it as a positive in a sense that I think I know where the issues are. I think there's clarity within our defense. We know where we have struggles, and we know what needs to be better. And I think the Lions may have answers on the roster. They're potentially going to get some new looks this week. But I think the positive is specifically what we did offensively, the way that Goff came through. And defensively, I mean, look, they had a tip pass. They had a roughing the passer that made it interesting with Jameis Winston. That was the most unreal drive, but finding a way to win, it was kind of our thing for a few weeks there, and it continued to be our thing. So I'll take the dub, man.
Nice. But you also took a little loss in that game with defensive tackle McNeill on IR. Tell me a little bit about that and the impact that's going to have.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts, man, because Alim McNeill's a dog. He's by far, I think, our best player in the interior. The biggest issue it has is he is the consistent pass rush piece we have in the interior. Without that, we don't really have that guy. I see the chat shot the roar of 24. By the way, guys, hit the like button, man. But Tyson Uluulu, I think that's how you pronounce his name. We try to add a veteran there. I know there's other names that have come out with conversation, but that's the biggest thing we're losing is that pressure consistent piece. But he's honestly done it all for us in the interior of the season. I hate to see it for that man, hoping he gets back soon, but it is a massive loss. It really is.
Has there been a timetable on that yet, or just
he went on IR? He got placed on IR. So, we're looking at least 4 weeks, right? It's not ideal. I know we have answers. We have guys on the roster that have been inactive that they're going to have to hope will step into that role that this season they kind of haven't leaned into it. Like you have them there and you're like, oh, they could do it, but they haven't leaned into believing that those guys should take on that bigger role. Well, now they may be forced into that corner.
And I'm hearing rumors about Ndamukong Suh. How real is that, or is it just a flyby thing?
I think it's interesting. The video's supposed to be out on here soon, but Ndamukong Suh, I think, is interesting because to me, I think you could say that it makes a ton of sense. However, when I watch him personally, I just don't see, I don't think he takes us over the top. I don't think he adds that much value, specifically as a pass rusher for what we're losing. He's a solid run defender. I assume that decision is going to be more so his terms rather than our terms. Mines could be interested, but I think that decision will be more so where does he want to go? And I kind of expect that he won't be signing back here.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dion. Let's move forward to the Green Bay Packers, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh man, the biggest upset of the week. Nobody and their mama would have picked the Green Bay Packers except Green Bay Packers fans. Man, let's start with you, One Bar. What was your thoughts of the Packers beating the Chiefs?
Worst case scenario. Disgusting. It was horrifying. I hated everything about it. There's nothing worse than the Packers coming out beating a team like the Chiefs that they shouldn't be beating, and damn it, they did it. And there was something in the air because early on, you could just tell Dylan was going. I mean, you could just tell something was not going to pan out well, and it didn't. The Packers did what they had to do. Dylan was getting yards early. They were getting the Mahomes early, and that's what they had to do to win, and they did it. It blows ass for Vikings fans. It was painful to watch. I sat there up at night just like, this sucks ass. Jordan Love, another good game. They're in a groove. You cannot deny it one bit. One thing I'll say is the Jordan Love hype, as far as he's the next man up, as far as the Favre Rodgers, pump the brakes on that a little bit. The dude has had some fantastic games, but let's come back to earth just a little bit, and let's see what he does against these crappy teams that are coming up. I want to see what he does against the Giants.
Ooh, is that a little Jordan Love hate? What's up, Nick?
Not hate. Not hate yet. It will come, though.
Nick, tell me your thoughts on that game watching it, man. How surprised were you?
So I was super surprised. I mean, it was a great game and another great game to watch. I was like, wow, okay, the Packers are doing something. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting Jordan Love to come out and have another good game. So it's good for Packers fans to, kind of be like, hey, we got something working for us right now. Kind of with One Bar, let's pump the brakes a little bit. He's done it for, I think, 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row now. If he keeps doing this 5 games in a row, that's a Packers fan saying it, though, so I'm going to go 4 games in a row. If he keeps it up for the rest of the season, I'll say, okay, they got a guy. But I'm still not saying that yet. I do want to see if he comes out and torches the Giants. If he comes out and does that, then he's the guy. If he plays worse than he did against the Chiefs, well, then it was a good game plan, I guess. But I'm excited for what they might have there because at the same time, for me, no, One Bar, just why I'm excited.
Why are you excited?
So am I.
No. Let me explain why I'm excited. Because next season, when he comes back down to earth and sucks and they sign him to a big extension.
There we go.
Well
done, sir. Well done.
That's a Bears move. That's not a Packers move. That's a Bears move.
Hey, wait. Hey, listen. We have Luke Getsy back and also have all of our bad juju, whatever, back. Just take it from us because the Bears are coming back next year, baby. But we're not out yet. We'll hit on that later. TD loves when I hit on the playoffs as the Bears.
Doubling down on the Jordan Love hate. That's all right, but we might have to revisit this best quarterback in the division conversation. Yes. But before we do that, Dion, what were your thoughts on this massive upset?
Man, it was impressive. I'll be honest with you. And this was one of those games where I know when he came in this last week, I said, I'm worried. I'm worried about the Packers matching up with this team, but at the same time, with my heart, I was like, I can't see them losing. They can't see Chiefs have to win this game, and it was a pure heart pick. And Green Bay handled business. Now Green Bay, they got away with some whack stuff, but that's not the reason they won. I just had to point it out because we all saw it. We're like, that wasn't a PI. Here's the thing, though. It was a good win for them. And I think from what everybody has said here, the receiving core has been the most impressive thing. The way that it's honestly developed and it's on a perfect timeline with Jordan Love is a real positive for that team. And defensively, man, I'm telling you, they got some dudes, especially in the front seven. They have pieces for the future there. So it's a very formidable team right now. I think it was a good win. It was an impressive win.
Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear from Bass and he gets the gloat about this amazing win, make sure that you punch the like button. We have over 150 people watching right now, but we only have 34 likes. If you punch the like button, more people will come in. YouTube will send the notification out to more people and suggest the video. So if you like the NFC North Roundtable, support it by punching the like button, letting your friends and family members know about it as well, because all the support that we can get helps the channel do bigger and better things for these guys. All right. So let's hear it. Bass, is on you. Tell us, how did this happen?
So first, I want to start off with one bar. Nick, you say pump the brakes on Jordan Love. It's because you're scared. You're scared of another 15 years of domination. You already went through 30. So you're scared of another 15 years of that. And I understand. If I was a Vikings fan or a Bears fan, I would be worried as well. I was confident in this Green Bay Packers football team going in. On the show last week, I actually chose them 24-20. And you guys probably all thought I was crazy then, but look what happened, right? Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers are finally building something good there. Players are starting to make plays for this team. Dion hit on it great. These wide receivers starting to make plays for Jordan Love. Christian Watson making contested catches. Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Tay Wicks. We have a lot of young guys, and that even makes me more excited about the future of this football team. But they did exactly what they needed to against this Chiefs defense. Used a lot of misdirection with jet touch passes, end arounds. We're able to run with A.J. Dillon over 4 yards a carry, which is huge. Josh Myers actually started a run block, which is huge. Overall, man, I'm super proud of this team right now. Right now, they have a 71% chance to make the playoffs and probably the easiest schedule coming up. We got the Giants, then the Buccaneers, then the Panthers, then the Vikings, then the Bears. If you look at that schedule, it's a very favorable schedule. And they're going to be getting back Jair Alexander, Aaron Jones, Luke Musgrave, potentially. I'm still a little worried about this run defense, but man, what a victory by this Green Bay Packers team. Stop sleeping on them.
Wow. Well, I got to stay with you, Bass, because I need to ask now, the team is playing great football. Do you think, since it is favorable, honestly, right now to make the playoffs, if you get in as a wild card, hypothetically, or win the division, but let's start with wild card. Do you think you could knock a team like the Lions or the Vikings off if you met them in the playoffs?
I think as a wild card team getting hot at the right time, you have a better chance to knock off a top contender like the 49ers. The Packers have been owned by the 49ers in the past when they're 13-3 and they're not the underdogs. I feel like being an underdog team sometimes helps them a lot. And if you look at the Packers' last Super Bowl win, they didn't have a single game at home. They were the 6th seed and at the time the last seed. So, if you get hot at the right time, it really doesn't matter what seed you are. So if the Packers continue up this play, yeah, I think they can beat anyone. Yes.
So give me your quick update on Jordan Love. I know we get your evaluation of him every week, but now, come on, man. Have we turned a corner to say it's time for an extension or something of that nature?
Well, I've been saying it for the last 4 or 5 weeks when you're asking me if it's Sean Clifford time. So yeah, 100%. You can't extend him until May. It's written in his contract. Pretty much they need to wait until May. So if anyone's hoping for one right now, that can't happen. But once that time comes and in the next 5 games, if he doesn't implode, which he shouldn't, then yeah, you 100% extend him. It's the youngest team in football and look what they're doing. It's the youngest group of wide receivers, the least amount of salary cap spent on wide receivers, and look what they're doing. Jordan Love looks more on time, more comfortable. Everything timing wise is correct. He's more accurate, where earlier in the season he couldn't hit a deep ball for his life. Now he's hitting them at over an extremely high rate and has over a 100 quarterback rating throwing deep. And like I said, it goes back to these wide receivers making plays for him. So he just looks like a completely different quarterback than he did over a month ago, and I'm all for it.
All right, one more before we move on to the division matchup for you, Baz. The way Jordan Love is playing right now, which I think we all have to admit is phenomenal. Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, And of course, Justin Fields. Where would you rank Jordan Love at this point?
I still got him. I got him at number 1 right now. Based on what we're doing right now, I got him at number 1. I mean, Kirk Cousins can't play football right now, so I got Jordan Love at the top. I do respect Jared Goff a lot. I've always thought he was very underrated, but after, what I saw him do with, his very small hands against Green Bay, fumbling the ball 3 times, I got to put Jordan Love at the top, man. Just got to do it.
So if Kirk Cousins was healthy, you would put Kirk Cousins above him?
Personally, no, but I think it's close.
The same Kirk Cousins that smoked his ass in Lambeau this year. Boom, baby.
Oh, quarterbacks don't play each other, and a win-loss.
Let's just remember the Packers are 6-6. We're talking like they're 12-0 here, going to the Super Bowl. They're 6-6.
I mean, but they're the hottest team right now, man. They're extremely.
Well, we were
hot
the hottest team 5 weeks ago, and look where we're at now. We're scrapping.
Yeah, because it matters what you do at the end of the season, not the beginning.
That matters when your quarterback goes down.
Yeah, it does. Which happened against the Packers, by the way.
So, Nick, is Justin Fields rightfully so just dead last, or what's going on here? You're muted, Nick.
It's all right. Leave it. He's going to tell us he's the best.
He's just going on a tangent.
There we go. We're good.
No, okay. I wanted to be muted because I had to think of a nicer way to say this because I didn't want to hurt too many feelings. But Jordan Love has one 300-plus yard passing game this season. We're acting like he's like Patrick Mahomes right now. I mean, yeah, he's playing pretty good football the last.
Beat him.
Okay. I'm going back. Actually, only 3 games he's only had the last 3 games. Yep. The 4th game that we're talking about, he had 2 picks. If we're doing that comparison, I mean, he's playing good football right now with Kirk Cousins out and Jared Goff playing what he did against the Bears. Jordan Love is number 1 for this week. It's going to fall real quick after this upcoming week. I think that Jared Goff is still number 1. I think Jordan Love is Fields will be number 3. Dobbs is going to be number 2 this upcoming week, and Love will be number 4.
Well, I got to ask you guys. Now you got me intrigued because maybe it's just me. So do you all really believe that Jared Goff is better than a healthy Kirk Cousins?
I said that last time. I still die on that hill.
Yeah, personally. This question. Yeah. One bar believes it too. So
I'll give Goff this. The man's he's got, like I said earlier, he's got ice in his veins. I watched, at least when he came to the Lions, it seems like he is not scared to make that tough throw. Kirk Cousins, that's not what he does. Kirk Cousins, as far as just quarterback-wise, he's a better quarterback. When it comes down to clutch-wise, Jared Goff has that. I'll give him that.
All right. Interesting.
All right.
Well, listen, let's go to the big matchup of the week that happened within the division. All right. We got to talk about this one, man. This was a great one. Listen, and ladies and gentlemen, if you want to ask your favorite contributor up here on the panel a question, remember the super chats have been turned on. If you have any questions you'd like to ask these guys, put it in the form of a super chat and we'll make sure we read it to them. Okay. All right. So we had a good game within the division this week with the Vikings versus the Bears, okay? We came here last week, and it felt like everybody selected the Vikings in this game. But Nick, he was on to something. He knew something that was going to go down, and it looks like he ended up being right because the Bears beat the Vikings 12-10. I want to start out with Dion in this one. What were your thoughts in this game?
Okay, wait, time out. Did y'all both have a bye week last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. I think I'm a week off.
That's why. I
was like, we're gonna talk about it again. Hell yeah!
No, I don't want to.
He's just trying to pour salt in my wounds, man. You just won't have to be.
Hey, you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, and I said fresh off of a bye, but still losing to the Bears, and we're gonna get to it.
Oof.
All right, listen.
I wanted to talk about it.
I already forgot about it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I want to relive it for a second. What are your thoughts, Nick, coming off of this bye after beating the Vikings, man?
So, first of all, thank you again for bringing this up. It's a great topic for me. One bar and I have talked about it countless times since. It's a great feeling because this is the first time the injury report came out today that the entire Bears roster is healthy entering a game this week. So we had a big win, had a bye week. Everyone's healthy and good to go. Feeling very confident entering this Detroit game. I know we're going to get to that in a little bit. It feels great. Great win. Everyone's healthy, and I can still talk about it again with one bar that we beat him at Minnesota. Oh, so good. Thanks, TD. Appreciate it.
I got you, and I'm gonna make sure One Bar relives it a little as well. One Bar, are you all over the loss? Are y'all ready to move on? Are y'all good?
Yeah, it's just like when you see one of those three-legged puppies walking by the street, you gotta sit down, you gotta pet it. You gotta pet it. Here you go. We gave the Bears their pets. All right. Good for you, Nick. You got your pets. I'm over it. We're moving on. The Bears are the Bears. And yeah, I'm over it, man. You have to be over it. I can't dwell on the Bears. Not worth the
I think
time.
you wanted us to beat you by 30, though, right? Because you know what would have happened.
Well, you guys might have wanted to beat me by 30.
I think you did because you kept talking about it on the show we did. So I'm just putting it out there.
Our combined points weren't even 30.
It's true.
Hey, One Bar, you started this, and I'm sorry for sidetracking, but I got to ask the rest of the guys. Hey, Dion, would you stop and pet a three-legged dog?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I pet all kinds of dogs.
I feel bad for him. Come on.
Hey, what about you, Bass? Are you the type?
100%. Yeah, I'd feel bad for him, but yeah, 100%.
Nick, you pet three-legged dogs?
I mean, I think everyone else is. So if I say no, of course I pet three-legged
Pet
dogs.
yourself, Nick. Pet yourself. There you go.
Oh wow, just a little character check. Just a little character check. All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on. All right. Next game I'd like to discuss happened in the division. We had the Vikings versus the Bears, and the score was 12-10. What were your thoughts?
I thought you were serious, man.
I know. All right, One Bar. We're gonna move on, man.
We had a malfunction.
Oh my gosh.
Simulation was off for TD.
We'll move on. I'm just throwing jabs at One Bar. But hey, One Bar, I do want to ask you a serious question, though. Dobbs it is. How do you feel about that?
You know, actually, it's funny because there's a lot of Vikings fans that are really upset by this decision. But it's like, what are the options? Nick Mullins, a fifth-round rookie? I mean, for me, it's the option. If we're out of it, if we end up losing a couple of games, we're out of the playoffs, throw Jaron Hall in. Who gives a shit? Let's see what he's got. There's nothing to lose. But for now, off the bye week, assuming that they're not going to do the whole pocket passer thing, they're going to let him work with his legs. It's the only option. It's the right option. It's the best chance for us to win. It's not a great option, but it's our best option. So Dobbs, we'll see what he has against the Raiders, and moving forward, we'll just see.
You said something interesting there. You said since they're going to allow him to do the mobile thing, did you get that from somewhere, or is that just your assumption because it's the only thing that makes sense?
No, it's if they let him use his legs.
Okay,
what we saw against the Bears is not Josh Dobbs. And I'm not going to sit here and say Josh Dobbs' ceiling is so damn high. We're going to re-sign this guy as a quarterback of the future. But if we're going to win games with them, they have to let him use his legs. Kevin O'Connell today is sitting there saying, we had the week and a half off. We learned a lot of things, a bunch of fluff. But hopefully what he learned is that was a stupid-ass mistake. Go do what you're doing the weeks before it.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, One Bar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the NFC North Roundtable. We got a lot more show to go. But before we move forward, we want to introduce you to an official sponsor of the NFC North Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, BetUS. All right. BetUS, you can receive a 125% bonus. The link is in the description of the video. Make sure that you go to BetUS and get your sports book in, ladies and gentlemen. We also have the odds on BetUS right now to win the NFC North. If you can see the screen, you'll see the odds for the NFC North. Let me see here. Make sure I have the right one up. All right. And remember, BetUS isn't just sportsbook. It also has the casino. I don't know if you like to play blackjack, table games, slot machines. All of that is on BetUS. Right now, the Detroit Lions to win a division is minus 1,000. So if you bet $100, you're only going to win 10. So 110 is the total. But the Minnesota Vikings at plus 1,000, 10 times your money, pretty much, whatever you were to bet. Green Bay Packers, 1,400, 14 times your money. And the Chicago Bears, Nick, 15,000. Man, Nick, would you get on that plus 15,000, Nick?
Hell yeah. Put $10 on it. Let's see what happens.
Nice donation.
Oh, man. Well, I got to ask with this up right now, looking at these odds, first and foremost, Bass with Green Bay, is this still possible? Do you see a path for them potentially still having a chance, even if it's slim?
I mean, the Lions would have to lose to the Bears this week, right? Like that's one of the games that would have to happen. They'd have to split Minnesota. But, when we look back at that line, how is Green Bay that much lower than Minnesota? First off, they're the same record. They beat the Lions. They just came off a win against the Chiefs. If I was a betting man, I would say they have more or higher odds than the Vikings to win the division. I don't see it happening, but I'm saying in general.
I think one of the options is just they own the tiebreaker right now, just in case it ends up that way. I think that's why they have it that way. But when you kind of look at the NFL, the NFC, interesting that Green Bay is right behind Detroit. So winning the NFC, Dion, do you still see the Lions having a chance of winning the NFC?
TD, man, you already know we're winning the NFC. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that plus 700 is free money. BetUS is hooking you up. Get some free money here. Look, plus 700 is money. Plus 700 is fantastic. We have a really good, not really good, but we have a path to the number 1 seed. It's a possibility. And we all just watched San Fran and what they did to Philly. The only team that worries me is San Fran. We get anybody else, we rocking them in the playoffs. That's all I'll say.
Interesting, man. Interesting. But I'm not gonna lie, Dion. You got my eyes open. I might have to go ahead and put my ticket on that Detroit NFC one because the path might be there, but we'll see. I gotta watch another week or two to get that. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, supporting our sponsors is supporting supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. I'm sitting here thinking about Justin Fields and beating the Minnesota Vikings again. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hear an official word from our sponsor, BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
BetUS, where the game begins, ladies and gentlemen. Support our sponsors so you can support the channel. Get in the game now. All right, with that being said, let's move forward because we got a lot more football to discuss. We want to stay with the Vikings since we've tortured them enough. Let's talk about more positive things in Minnesota right now. Justin Jefferson coming back. Is it time?
Oh, it's time, baby. It is time. He is back. He is ready to roll. Let's go.
Man, what are your thoughts? What's the impact you think he can have to finish the season out?
Well, as long as there's a quarterback that can get him the ball, it's great. I mean, this is going to be night and day compared to when Kirk Cousins was throwing the ball. But let's be real. Anybody can throw Justin Jefferson the ball. He's the best wide receiver in the damn league. Anybody can throw him the ball, and he's going to make things happen. The best part about this is he's coming into a spot where Jordan Addison has stepped up. He's not the same Addison that when Jefferson was here. He's got a lot more confidence in him. And this offense is going to have to put up some points for some of these games we got coming up. We got the Packers, Lions twice. So we're going to have to score some points. So Jefferson, he's coming in at the exact same time, or at the exact perfect time. We need him. We got the Raiders, Bengals, 2 games that we should absolutely win. And he's going to tear it up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's Justin Jefferson.
When you look at the rest of your schedule, one bar, how do you see the Vikings win total ending up now?
Well, I mean, we should beat the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
We should beat the Bengals and Jake Browning, although Jake Browning all of a sudden looked fantastic, which former Viking, by the way, he'd probably be a starting quarterback right now. I'm going to say that we're going to split with the Lions. And Dion's already shaking his head. So I'm going to change that. So we're going to sweep the Lions because they look like ass lately. And then you know what? I'm going to say we're going to beat we're going to beat the Packers again, like we did the first time. So what?
Wow.
That's 0 losses, I guess. Sounds like a fantastic end of the season.
That's 11 wins. That would be
hey, realistically, I'm saying 10 wins. I'm saying 10-7. We're gonna end up hot. We're gonna end up hot, baby.
Wow. Well, I got to go to Dion on that since he thinks they're going to get a victory on you guys. But he made a comment that, I mean, if you want to be honest, there may be a little truth to it. The Lions haven't looked all impressive in their victories as of late in the way they've been playing. Is there any concern from Detroit's standpoint?
No, because I think it's concern if you look at the scoreboard. I think that's what it is. I think if you step back and you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game, you get concerned. It's like, dang, that's too close. Now, realistically, right, Chicago Packers, those were not good games that we played. We had too many turnovers in those two games, and that was the main difference, as well as some other things in those. But like I touched on, man, we have clarity. We know where our issues are. I think it's clear every time we lose, it's usually similar things, and I think we kind of know what that is, and now you have to work around it. There's also positives on who's coming back, but yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the scoreboard, you're like, man, that game was kind of close. But if you watch the game, and to me personally, it never felt like it was really in jeopardy like that. And they came through when they needed most. So I don't really have any concern, man. It's just about finding ways to win at this point.
Interesting. Well, I got to go to Bass on that, because when you look at the rest of the Packers schedule, the Giants, the Bucks, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Bears, man, where do you all stand mentally? Is there any concern on you guys' on front? And what do you think your ending record is going to be?
I don't think there's too much concern. Now, you don't want to get ahead of yourself. Like, you just came off a massive victory against the Chiefs, so you got to still prepare for the New York Giants. And I know it's crazy. It's Tommy DeVito, but I'm a little scared about Saquon Barkley. Realistically, like, I would love to sit here and say 5-0, but I feel like they could drop a game. Like, I'm feeling like a drop to the Bucks or something, just to kind of, level things out a little bit. Not that I think the Bucks are a better team. It's just one of those things that I feel like could happen. So, I'm still sitting at 10 wins at the end of the season.
Nice, 10. Okay. Well, I want to shift gears real quick and go to the Bears here. Eric Bieniemy is being rumored a lot in Chicago, and now people are trying to put a rumor with connection to Caleb Williams as well with Eric Bieniemy. What are you hearing, and what do you think about these things?
So I heard about Bieniemy yesterday. I read the rumors, I read the connections, I read how this could be a thing for Chicago, and it makes sense in a lot of ways. Ryan Poles, Bears general manager, worked a lot with him in Kansas City, brought him in to be the running backs coach for Kansas City before he became the offensive coordinator in 2018. Then he was I was reading a comment. He was the offensive coordinator for both Super Bowls that the Chiefs won. So Poles does have a strong connection with him. Kevin Warren also has a connection with him too, just from working with him in the past and a few other, parts of life in the early 2000s. So there is a high possibility he could become the Bears' next head coach. But right now, it's just evaluation period for Matt Eberflus. 500 over the last 8 games. The locker room seems to be on his side, at least from what we've seen on video. But, right now it's just kind of a rumor. But I have to agree, it's evaluation time for Matt Eberflus, what he does over these next 5 games. And, all things go well, he will be the head coach next year. If he's not, I think Bieniemy is the number 1 runner right now, because the other big rumor is Jim Harbaugh. But Harbaugh and Kevin Warren, our CEO and president, don't get along at all. They never have. That's been confirmed. I don't see that happening. I would prefer that, though. I want an established coach, but Bieniemy's done some great things. Top 5 offense every single year with the Chiefs. Number 1 passing offense 3 out of those 5 years, and then top 10 rushing. I would take that in a heartbeat. And he's also not Matt Nagy, because look what Matt Nagy did to Chiefs offense against the Packers. I think really that's why the Packers won against the Chiefs, including we'll leave that out.
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it fit? Like, we don't know though what's up with Fields. Where is this organization? Are they going to keep him long term? Are they moving on? Like, which way are you leaning?
So going back to the Caleb Williams situation, I've made it known on my channel that I don't want Caleb Williams. I think that he is a talented quarterback, but he's just like Justin Fields in a lot of ways. Uses his legs a lot, tries to make athletic plays. If Justin Fields isn't working to the people, why would Caleb Williams kind of deal? That's kind of where I stand at the moment. But, then I go back and look at Justin Fields' overall stats over the last 17 games. He's just shy of 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a 94 QBR with, his crazy amount of rushing yards. So not terrible, but at the same time, like, I would stick with Justin Fields another year. I think Caleb Williams is going to be a perfect rebuild piece. And just dropping a hint, I know a lot of my viewers love when I do this, but I have a feeling the Bears are going to get a haul for that number 1 for someone who really does need Caleb Williams. We already got our own in Justin Fields. So I see him sticking around for a little bit longer.
Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening on that front, because there's options. I'll put it like that. I don't think there is a richer team when it comes to the draft situation right now. So We'll see. All right. Last one before we move on to the upcoming game previews. I got to go back to one bar with the Vikings. What's up with this Brian Flores news? It seems like everybody's seeing the writing on the wall with what he's been able to do in Minnesota. I read an article today. He's turned that defense into a top 5 defense since week 4. And I looked at the statistics in a lot of major categories. They are top 5. And it's so under the radar as well within the rest of the league. And they've been asking him, about his future, and he doesn't want to answer those questions. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, right now he's obviously saying just all the right things. He's concentrated on the Vikings. It's all about this season. He's not worried about anything else. So he's saying the right things, but you nailed it. I mean, looking at what he's done is insane. Ed Donato last year with the defense that probably had more talented players our defense was historically bad last year. And Brian Flores comes in. We take Byron Murphy. We got some rookies out there. Ivan Pace, an undrafted free agent. I mean, when you look at the players on our defense, yeah, there's some good players, but it's not like, holy crap, these guys are talented. The dude has taken a magic wand and just put it over this thing because there's no reason we should be playing this well, and we are. And it's all because of Flores. I mean, Flores deserves a head coaching job. He's going to get the opportunity to be a head coach. There's no doubt about it. And I'd love to pretend like, oh, he's going to come back. He loves the Vikings. Nah, this dude wants to be a head coach somewhere. It's just a matter of when. He's still young. He can be picky. I hope that the opportunities that come his way are just not up his alley. That's my only hope, but he deserves to be a head coach. There's no doubt about it. And right now, he's just saying the right things.
Interesting. You think the team can offer him enough money to entice him to stay potentially, or is that even on the table?
Here's the crappy part. When we lost Mike Tomlin to the Steelers, it's like we had this guy. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, I think Vikings fans are still all in on Kevin O'Connell. It's still early. He's doing a good job. But it's like when you see a guy like Flores potentially leave, it's like, damn it. It's like I wish our head coach right now was so damn bad we could just elevate Tomlin. So as far as offering him money, they're not going to be able to offer him head coaching money and the chance to lead his own team. And Flores, he's done it before. He wants to do it again. So the only reason I think he stays is just if the opportunity it's not a fit. And like I said, I think he can be picky with his fit because he's going to be able to be a head coach next year, the year after, whenever. So I think he can stand back and just make sure the opportunity is right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We're about to go over the game previews, but before we do, we got a surprise for you, a new release right here on the NFC North Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have merch for you guys. If you like to support the channel, there is merch. The link is in the description of the video. AFC North Roundtable line is out. There's going to be new ads almost every week. We're going to have player-specific merch. We got some things in the workings right now. Jahmyr Gibbs, Fields, Love, so many others. Justin Jefferson. We got some things in the work right now. So go online, click on the link, and it'll take you to Roundtable Sports Shop, and you can purchase your NFC North Roundtable merch to support the channel. Thank you all, guys. Shout out to the Roar of 24. Said, nice channel, guys. Roar of 24. The Lions are up in here. Fight Forever is up in here. There goes the Justin Jefferson shirt. That's hot off the press. That's a new release that'll be in the store by the end of the week. So make sure that you guys check that out as well. We're going to have a lot of team-specific merch, so stay tuned. I know this is the Justin Jefferson one, but there's going to be team-specific ones as well, all right? So check out the merch store to show your love and support and get an item in return of for your support, all right? All right, so we got some good games coming up this week. Obviously, the Lions are on the roll versus the Bears. The Vikings are facing the Raiders. The Bears are facing the Lions, obviously, and the Packers are playing the Giants. I want to start with the Packers-Giants because for some reason, Nick, the way Nick's been talking tonight is as if the Giants are a team to really be worried about. So I got to start with you, Nick, because I really got to hear this. You've been threatening Bass all night. Oh, you play the Giants. Let's see if he can do it versus the Giants because the Giants. Yeah, I'm missing something here. Talk to us, Nick.
So I'm out of beer, so that probably answers the first question. No. So hang on. This is just me having fun with Baz. We're just having fun here, but when you got an Italian quarterback over in New York City, anything's possible. And guess what? The Giants, they're doing whatever. They're in the same position as the Bears. If I said that, I mean, they're 4-8, we're 4-8, whatever. I just want to see the Packers actually, do something, because for some reason everyone sucks at MetLife. I mean, it's one of the worst stadiums to play at.
It's the turf.
It's the turf. It's that's where so many injuries happen. But I want to see Jordan Love actually dominate a bad team. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm excited for in this game. And if it happens, then you got 4 games in a row of him playing well. And the Giants, they're technically in the hunt. The graphic went up and the Giants were in the hunt. So they're fighting for something. I got some laughs. I know that's what it is, but I want to see a good game. I know, Batch said it best. Even though you just beat the Chiefs, you still got to prepare for another game. And I'm kind of curious to see if the Packers do have that too much of a high from winning against the Chiefs. That's what I'm looking forward to.
All right. Okay. The beer is a good answer, man. But listen up. Let's go over to Dion on the same question. But before you do, Dion, we got a surprise for you, man, that we're going to bring up in just a second. Like we said, the merch store is open. There goes the Jahmyr Gibbs shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, you can check that out as well. For all the Lions fans, if you like that one, go check the Jahmyr Gibbs shirt. It'll be dropping in the merch store real soon as well. All right. I'm telling you, they're hot off the press, man. They're coming. So we're going to be able to punt these out for everyone to have an opportunity to rock them. All right. So what is your take with the Packers versus the Giants, Dion?
Well, I'll say this, man. I can feel the heat from here, by the way. So I need to get me one of those. Chat. Those things are fire. I got to point that out. I know One Bar said earlier, okay, guy needs to get some more touch. Hey, those things are fire, okay? And by the time y'all are wearing those, he's going to be cooking. Here's the thing. I also, I don't know, actually. I don't think Nick said that he was taking the Giants. I think he was, did
he give me a score prediction, Nick?
I think he,
wait. I could do that. I could do that.
Please, yeah.
All right, wait. Now I'm on the spot. 35-32 Giants.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Every time I do a crazy score, something crazy happens.
I like it.
Another team. So that's me doing that.
Oh, man. Okay, let's hear it, Dion. Let's hear it.
Now Bass is going to think we're haters. One Bar, I hope you come along for this ride because I'm also taking the Giants in this game. And look, man.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Look, man, I'm taking the Giants. This is more so about some belief I have in the Giants. True, okay, it's Tommy DeVito. It's like, what the heck is going on here? But they're 2-1 with him. And I'm a big fan of Brian Dable, man. I mean, he's found a way to get it done with this guy. And I think the emergence of Jalen Hyatt is very exciting. All right. He had over 100 yards in his last game. And I just trust him to put him in position to kind of minimize some other issues offensively. Plus, that's Giants defense, specifically those linebackers that they put on the field. Those guys are no joke, man. Those dudes are legit. Nick said they're still fighting for something. I guess they are. That makes it even more reason to take the Giants. I got the Giants as well in this one. I don't really have a great reason because the Packers they're good. They're a good team, but the Giants will be a little bit better on Sunday. So I'm taking Giants as well.
Now I got to hear One Bar. What's up, man?
Man, I'm not going to be a fan of Dion and Nick here. I'm sorry. I think the Giants are just such crap.
That's okay.
I mean, this isn't a compliment to the Packers by any means. When I look at their offense, when I look at their defense, I don't even know how the hell they have 4 wins, to be honest with you. And hats off to them for getting those things. But the only way the Giants get a dub here is if they run the ball every damn play. I mean, Saquon Barkley, none of this 10 touches, none of this 13 touches. He needs to get the ball about 30 times for them to win it because we know the Packers on defense is ass. They need to run the ball. Tommy DeVito is not going to get the dub. I don't get me wrong. I'll be watching every second of this thing, hoping the Giants upset the crap out of them because, Nick, you're right. You're right. This is a game. Jordan Love, if you are the man, you should go out there and beat him by 30 points. You should beat him by 30 points, and you should look fantastic. This is actually another game that the Packers go out and just lay an egg. They're on a huge high, and all of a sudden they just lose, and it would be beautiful. It would be Monday night, whatever. I'd be popping bubbly at 11 o'clock at night. My family would think I'm absolutely insane, but it'd be worth it. But all in all, I'm taking my heart out of it. I think it's going to be closer, but I think it's like I don't know, like 24-20 Packers.
I know what one bar is doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yes,
what
he
one bar
is.
is doing.
Yes, you caught that.
Dion, you know,
I
I'm
tried
not
this
gonna say
last
it out
week. Didn't
loud.
work.
Yeah. Let him know. Let him know.
Oh my God, Dion, did I get your score?
I'll take the Giants by 30, please.
Everyone loves 30 around here, man.
It's
Everyone.
gonna work one of these weeks.
Everyone
Theo.
loves
Always gonna be
30.
over.
I gotta ask you.
30.
I gotta ask you, Bass. Is this coming out of fear from them? Because this is interesting, man. Talk to me.
Maybe not Dion. Like the Lions, like, unless they implode, should win the North. So, like, I think he's safe, right? But I think the Vikings are a little bit worried. The Bears, they should just worry about their own draft. So at that point, I don't know why he's hating. It's over. This is a chance for a trap game, like, for sure. Like, you definitely look at this and you're not like, oh, the Packers by 30. Like, they should easily go out there and handle business, and the defense should look even better. You know, they just held Patrick Mahomes in check for the most part. I'll agree with one bar in terms of, you know, stopping Saquon Barkley. You know, if they get him rolling and give him the ball 30 times, yeah, it could be a closer game, but they got to be in a position to give him the ball 30 times. What the Packers have done excellent last 2 weeks is start hot, start with the ball, go down and score, kind of taking a team off their platform if they want to continue to run the ball. I mean, Pacheco tore us up last Sunday, so that was a bit of a worry there. The Packers are rolling right now. Jordan Love's playing hot. The Giants have the 32nd ranked offense, like the 28th ranked defense. Both is just bad. So, you know, you're right. Jordan Love should go out there and blow up against the Giants as well in a good way. But I got the Packers 31-17.
31-17. All right, man. That's going to be an interesting game. I got to see how this unfolds. But I will say this, man. Bash, you should be real proud because the Packers are representing the chat like crazy right now. 46% just dominating, man.
Crazy what happens when you win, man.
I know. Hey, that big Chiefs win definitely gives the fan base hope. So we'll see how all of that plays out. Let's move along over and back to Minnesota, even though they will be going on the road versus the Raiders. Now, that game is going to be very interesting. I'm going to start back off with you, Bass. What is your take on that game coming up in your score prediction?
This is like the mid bowl, man. It's just two mid inconsistent teams. I don't know. I don't really know which way to go.
We already beat you, man. We already beat you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in a couple weeks. 3 weeks, right? Yeah, 3 weeks. I think it's 4 weeks, whatever it is. But two inconsistent teams right now, and I don't know. The Minnesota team is a lot better. I will give it credit. Like, the Raiders are just not good this year, and I think I went on a little bit of a couple wins there after firing McDaniels. But the Minnesota defense is much better. But I'm going to continue the curse, man. You know, I've done it 2 weeks in a row, one bar. And what happened the last 2 weeks? The Minnesota Vikings are going to handle business against the Raiders 21-17.
Wow.
He got one bar back.
What a dick.
But mine actually works.
Yeah, my.
Dion, take it away.
See, this is the issue with having Bass on here, man. He's predicting teams to win, they're losing. He's bringing up moons. Like, how are we supposed to compete? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Chad, you got to give us some ammo. Something.
I have a voodoo doll under the table. I promise you, I got it all going.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think you put it really well. It kind of does feel like that. Like, I don't know which team to pick, and it's because I don't love either team. When I don't love either team, so I don't know where to go with this one. I'll say I like the Raiders' defense. I like things that they have defensively. But I don't love their consistency on offense. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings. I think having Justin Jefferson back is a game changer. You called him the best receiver in the league. I wouldn't go that far. I think Tyreek Hill is that. But Justin Jefferson, like, every time you play him, you have to have someone on top. At least as a Lions fan, you have to have a safety on top. That guy is insane. He changes everything. He changes everything for that team. So for that reason, I'm taking Minnesota.
Wow. Interesting. Nick, talk to us.
So 2 teams that the Bears both beat this year are playing each other. Makes it pretty interesting for me to make a pick on that. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Even though Jefferson's back, I don't know. I got, you know what, one bar. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna say the Raiders are gonna win this game. Maybe it'll flick. You know, maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully the karma kind of goes your way, but I don't know. With Josh Dobbs, I don't see them switching up the game plan. If they didn't do it against Chicago, who apparently doesn't have a rush presence on defense, they're going to have an even bigger problem with Max Crosby on the other side of the ball for the Raiders. So I don't know. I got the Raiders winning. I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game considering that they only put up 10 against the Bears. I got 17-10 Raiders.
17-10 Raiders. Wow. Vikings lost. One bar. Go ahead and educate him on this one, man.
Well, here's my hope is I don't think Dion has picked the Vikings yet in this little growth streak, and he picked the Vikings. So I'm liking this. I'm liking it. I think that cancels out Baz. But here's the thing. I mean, we lost to the Bears. They're saying, oh, they're playing better. So I get a little bit of excuse. We lost to the Broncos. Oh, they're on a hot streak. The Raiders suck. I'm sorry. So, like, we're coming off of a bye week. We have to beat these guys. I'm sorry. Aiden O'Connell. I mean, I know that they got some good pieces. Josh Jacobs. They got Max Crosby. I know they got some guys on defense, but we have to win this game. There's no doubt about it. We can't go to 6-7. So, coming off of a bye, Kevin O'Connell, this is your moment, baby. I mean, you said you had the whole bye week with Josh Dobbs. You named him the quarterback. A lot of pressure on Kevin O'Connell to make the right move. If Dobbs comes out and it has a flat-ass game and just sucks, this is all on Kevin O'Connell. Like, we've had time to prepare for these guys. We have to win this game. If Dobbs comes out, we're going to tell real soon what kind of Dobbs we have. If he has anything like against that Bears game, the Raiders will beat us. But if they make him make plays with his legs, we should beat the Raiders. And we have to beat the Raiders. If we're going to do anything this year, we have to win this game.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a must win. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. All of these matchups matter now. They all matter, especially the one coming up next when we talk about the Detroit Lions on the road versus the Chicago Bears, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the Bears are sitting here just playing upset. They're just out here just upsetting people and giving people scares, and the Lions feel like they're cruising right along right now. Let's break this game down. Let's go right back to you, One Bar. How do you see this one playing out?
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to this game. This is going to be a good game. I'm, if I'm Dion, hey, you guys are going to, division is probably yours, but this is a game we're going to see what the Lions are all about. The Lions, last couple games, haven't been overly fantastic, got the wins. But the Bears, spoiler, I mean, are they going to play a spoiler? What are they going to do? What worries me if I'm a Lions fan is just I believe Fields got 100+ last time against the Lions, and Taysom Hill was getting his last week. If Fields can get that going with his legs, if I'm the Lions fans, I'm a little bit worried. And their defense is playing good. And I'm actually, Dion, I love you, man. I'm picking the Bears. I'm picking the Bears 23-15. I think the Bears are going to upset them.
15 just out there.
Yeah, 15.
23-15. That's interesting. Baz, give us your take.
So I was surprised to see that Detroit is only -3.5. So that's kind of like a little, you're kind of getting a view from Vegas on that standpoint. It's a divisional game, so it definitely will be close. But I was very interested to see -3.5 Detroit only. Chicago has a great run defense where, Detroit likes to run the ball, but also Chicago is actually higher in Detroit in terms of rushing yards per game. Detroit second in offense yards per game. So I think it's a good matchup, and it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I would love for the Bears to win this game. Like, obviously, I think it would be great just because, if the Lions do drop this game and say the Packers handle business on Monday, there's a little bit of a conversation to be had if the Lions slip and the Packers keep winning. But overall, I still think Lions handle business. 31-27 Detroit.
31-27, another close game. Very interesting. Hey, Nick, can you pull up the upset? What's going to happen, man?
So I started hitting at it last week and during the victory, that there's still a shot here, and it all starts against this game against the Detroit Lions at home. And, we almost pulled it off in Detroit. It was a good game. We talked about it. It was a fun game to watch. And like everyone's saying, it's evenly matched. Our run defense against their run offense, perfect matchup. Our pass defense, 7 interceptions over the last 2 games. I'm not complaining at all about it. So the takeaway factor is going to come into play. We ripped up Jared Goff last time we played the Lions, and now it's at home outside with weather being a factor. There might be snow in the forecast. I was looking at the weather app right before we started talking. So a lot of factors go into this game. Also, a completely healthy roster. We have our entire offensive line that when they're healthy, Fields has only been sacked once. So I love to hear that when they're both all playing 100% at least, not, reps in between. But, we got our wide receiver room is ready to go. Hopefully we got a good game plan. There's no excuse. We've had a ton of time to build up against these teams. I'm feeling very confident about it. I don't know if you want to give my score prediction yet. I don't, unless you want me to now, but I'm feeling good about this game, and I'm happy to hear the other two are as well.
Yeah, what's your score prediction?
So Baz said earlier we're throwing a lot of 30s out there, and he just threw a 30-point out there. So I'm going to join him throwing a 30-point out there. I got the Bears winning 38-32.
Man, shit, that's a lot of
Big
points.
time scoring, man.
Bet the over, everybody. I'm going to just a little hint for our end of the episode.
I'm not gonna knock it. We just got to go look at the last game. What was the score in that one?
Oh, that was 12-10.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking
What's
of
that?
the wrong
What was it
team.
again? One bar? What was it?
Bunch of field goals.
Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong team. I thought the who played the Bears and the Bears put up like 30, almost 30 points or something.
We put up 30 against the Lions last year, and we put up 26 against them a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what it was a few weeks ago. They put up like 31 or 32, right?
26, and then they beat us by 5. Right, Dion? It was 31.
Yeah.
31
26,
20.
yeah.
And you all were dominating the entire game until the end.
Till the end.
Dion, is that going to happen again? Talk to me, man. What's going on?
Yo, y'all are wild. I'm gonna say that. Let me just start there. Hold on. Here's the thing. Because I hear what Nick's doing, and I get it because I get it. I hear you. But like, what was you say dismantled? Y'all did something. No, okay. Here's the thing. We had some interceptions in there, but I'll tell you this. The biggest edge that I give Chicago in this is the weather. He made a great point there. It sounds like it's windy. It's gonna be rainy. Hopefully, it's not too cold. But the point is, the weather's always a factor, and they have a great benefit of a really good defense, a run defense specifically against the team that would want to run the ball in this game. However, they don't create that much pressure. They don't create that much pressure at all. And I think that was their downfall when we came back and beat them last time we played them. So it wasn't like they were, cooking us up front and Goff was super under pressure all game long. It was the fact of, man, we had some bad interceptions in that game. And I think like we saw last week, though it was indoors, so you can worry about when the ball comes out a little funny. That stuff can happen. But the way that he took care of the football last week and made some things happen off schedule makes me very optimistic. And I'll tell you this, don't overlook this aspect. It sounds like Alex Anzalone could potentially play this weekend. And you made a great point, TD. Justin Fields running all over us. I mean, we're the worst team in the league against rushing quarterbacks statistically. But when you get Alex Anzalone back with what Jack Campbell put together, maybe his best game this last week, it gives me some optimism. But the main guy I'm focused on is Jalen Reeves-Maybin. He's got to play this week. To me, it's just as simple as that. He has to play this week because we've had breakdowns at that position, and it's continuously been an issue. Whether you go to Baltimore, you go to Chicago, you can look at any game you want. You can point to plays where our linebackers are completely out of place. I think Jalen Reeves-Maybin brought some stability there because he was forced in there because of an injury to Alex Anzalone. So I'm pretty confident. I'm a little bit more confident than what it looked like last time. But no, we're not going to have some of those goofy interceptions. Okay, it's not going to happen. I mean, look, okay, you can say you dominated the first so many minutes, but the last 2 minutes, I think, told the story. They couldn't get off the field when they needed to get off the field. They also couldn't get a first down when they needed to, but we questioned the play calling there. It might be close. I think it will. I think it's going to be a lot lower scoring than Nick. I'll say that. I think it's going to be a lot lower scoring in this game. That's kind of the feel in this one. But, I mean, hey, who knows? I think the weather has a lot to do with that. So I'm going to say Lions handle business 2013.
20-13. You're gonna hold Fields down to 13 this time. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this is gonna be real.
The weather might affect him too. He might affect him too.
That is a factor. What's the forecast in this one?
Yeah.
It's going to be, I just had it up, sorry, but it's looking like it's going to be in the 40s, maybe high 30s, and rainy.
Small hands golf shit. I don't know about that one.
Well, he puts on the gloves, though. He puts on the gloves, though, in these games, okay? Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it's better or not, but it looks better. It's like, oh, he's got gloves on. That'll be better. I don't know that it does anything for him. But
the wind chill is going to make it feel like low 30s, high 20s.
We ain't worried about that.
Just saying.
No, we ain't worried about that.
Who is it that has to play the Lions twice? The Vikings, right?
Vikings, yep.
Yes,
So
sir.
the Vikings are just sitting back and like, come on, Chicago. Any team, just beat them once and we control our own destiny.
Well, here's the
Can't
thing.
wait, baby. Can't wait.
And one Bart knows this too, okay? We beat the Vikings twice. We win this division. I mean, and that's what's going to end up happening. So like, hey, he might lose to Chicago this week, but ultimately he's going to come back to it. It's not going to matter. You know what I mean? One bar's with me.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
we'll see,
man, we'll see. We'll see. I like the way your team's been playing lately. I like it. I like it a lot.
But I will say this: I do want to see Jared Goff and company go up against the Vikings defense, see how that fares. It's going to be an interesting matchup. All right. I got to give a special shout out to Tony with the first super chat of the night. Said, welcome to the Roundtable family. Thank you, Tony, for the love and support, man. Salute to you showing the Roundtable love, man. And that's a Jets fan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, is that a Jets cap and stuff? I believe so. All right. Chris Hand with the donation said, Packers own this page. The hate is nothing on us. What's your thoughts on that, Baz? You agree?
I mean, right now, yeah, it's looking like it. I mean, 3 weeks ago, I was looking at the chat and people were voting lines, and it's starting to slightly trend a little bit upwards for the Green Bay Packers. And right now, yeah, we got a lot of fans. Let's get some more Go Pack Goes in the chat.
So you think it's all hate?
Yeah, I mean, I ever since I've been born as a Packers fan, I've been getting hate from the Vikings, Lions, and Bears. So it's nothing new.
Wow. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, we'd like to introduce to you our last sponsor of the show, which is Sleeper, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you download the Sleeper app. Use code NFC North. All right. Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. It is your fantasy sports. Make sure you download the app. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. We do have the games up right now, and we want to go real quick with Dion. Let's go with David Montgomery here. What is your thoughts on him scoring? Do you think he can get in the end zone? So far, 4 weeks in a row, he has.
I like that more than the yards. So
wow.
I like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's take Montgomery. Who else would you like to take? Gibbs, Laporta. What's your thoughts?
Oh no. Yeah. Wait. Can we see what the Gibbs one is real quick? I'm just curious. I want to see what those numbers are looking like.
Gibbs,
72 and a half. Oh, that's plus. Okay, that's both. Man, go over 40 and a half rushing yards. Yeah. It only
40 and a half rushing. All right. Interesting. All right. Chicago in this game as well. Who would you like to go with, Nick? We got D Moore, we got Justin Fields, Kmet.
Nick, you're muted.
You're muted, Nick.
I could pick for him. Fields interception.
No. For some reason, it would not let me unmute. All right, you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, man.
Okay. Justin Fields. I'm going to go. I saw passing completions over there. Yeah. Let's do more than 17 and a half.
Interesting. All right. Who else would you go with on the team?
What did Kmet have? What was that 33? I would do more than 33 and a half receiving yards.
Interesting. All right. There you have it. Let's go over to Minnesota. Let's see where Minnesota is here. Justin Jefferson's coming back. You got to get on this action.
Yeah, we got to hop on that train. That's 65 yards. Is that just the first quarter, or is that the full game? Yeah, we're going over on that, baby. And go to TJ Hawkinson. Raiders suck against tight ends. Go whatever it is. Go over with Hawkinson on yards. 50. Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
Easy money right there. All right. Well, now let's go with who's left? We have the Green Bay Packers against the Giants.
Do we have Tay Wicks anywhere? That dude over in receptions has hit literally. Oh, there's no damn. Nah, okay, we're not going to do a touchdown on him. I was going to say, what about Jaden Reed? Do we have Jaden Reed?
Yeah, he's on here.
I don't like that either. Okay, let's go back to Love. Usually I like receptions with those too. Let's go back to Love. Over 226 passing yards.
Yeah, this is the Giants.
Yeah, I think they have one of the.
Give us one more.
Defenses. Who's gonna score? Let's go with a wild Tucker Kraft touchdown. All the way at the bottom. Let's go Tucker Kraft. He's stepping up.
It has to be big odds. Yeah, that puts us at 100 times, man.
There we go.
100 times. $25 would win you 2,500 on this one.
Let's go.
Man, a $10 would win you $1,000 on this one.
I like it.
This is a pretty nice ticket, man. Man, listen, Richie, put 5 on this one for 500. And we're gonna submit this one. And ladies and gentlemen, if we win that one again, we're gonna try to do a giveaway, man. For some reason, the Lions keep blowing it for us. For some reason, guys. All right. I'm just teasing, but
No,
listen,
it's all right. It's probably accurate.
supporting our sponsors and supporting this channel, Sleeper. All right, your fantasy, it's your fantasy kick. It's the best fantasy out right now, ladies and gentlemen. Check Sleeper out. In literally, the minimum deposit for Sleeper is only $10. That's the most beautiful part about it. And they allow you to do picks like that as little as 75 cents and get up to 100 times on some of your bets by going 8 ways. So check Sleeper out. Show your love and support to the channel by supporting the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it. Any last words for these gentlemen before we get out of here? Well, we actually had one more super chat that came through. Let me see. Who was that?
It was Joe
Nathan. Go,
Big supporter.
Pack, go, man.
Joe Nathan's my guy. He's my guy. Thank you,
That's
man.
what's up, man. Thank you, Mr. Nathan. Again, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let your friends and family members know about the NFC North Roundtable. Dion, any last words before we go?
No.
No. All right, one more.
He's scared.
I look forward to coming back next week with a Vikings win under our belt. Confidence will be high. I'll be dressed to the nine, maybe a little tuxedo. I'm very excited. Let's go.
Nice. Baz, last take.
Man, I'm hyped. I'm hyped right now. The Packers have a very favorable schedule. I think I could come back here and we could be ahead of the Vikings and maybe challenging the Detroit Lions. So yeah, very hyped. Go Pack, go.
Awesome. And Nick, close us out.
I'm feeling good, man. A lot of good games this week for all the teams, especially. I'll see Dion on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure him and I will have a nice conversation next week that I'm looking forward to, but I'm excited for this weekend. Good to have football back. I was sick on the bye weekend, just bored not watching the Bears, so we're ready to be back. Bear down, baby.
Bear down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for tuning in to the NFC North Roundtable, joined by your favorite contributors for your team. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Roundtable Sports. And don't forget the new show coming on Monday, 3 and Out on Roundtable Sports at 7:30 p.m. Check Sleeper out for your fantasy. Check BetUS out for your sports book. And don't forget the merch store if you want the latest for NFC North merch and your favorite players as well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. Until next time, peace. We are out.